Hello, more so come Tanks Invest. We're talking about investing, finance, and professionalism for today's tips only. The investment I'm going to talk today would be ETH. First, I want to say happy Saturday, everybody. Hope a great weekend, by the way. It's my second video as of today. Respect to recording time of 12:07 p.m. on Eastern Time. Ethereum currently $4,143, up about 2.37% so far. As you can see clearly on the left side of the charts, the entire crypto market is reviving or rebounding from the consecutive sell-off days that we've been experiencing so far, with the mega red candle that we incurred yesterday on Black Friday specifically, stem from, again, right, the triple whammy effects, right? Firstly, the main catalyst is really coming from the COVID variants new that got broke out. Seems like it's still a lot of unknown, a lot of uncertainty, driving some fear mongering among the equity market, but also on the crypto market, right? And also at the same time, with respect to the bond yield spikes, is also drive some sell-off across the equity spectrum. And lastly, with respect to the consumer retail stocks, despite what seemed to be very obvious that on a Black Friday, and based on just purely physical observation, we've seen in the U.S. Domestic shopping centers, and I actually went to one during Black Friday. Checked out just a Best Buy. Also went to Macy's to look out for some deals. The lines were out of the doors across the nation with respect to various different shopping centers and malls and et cetera, et cetera. So we should foresee, just on a brick and mortar perspective, to be a relatively good projection in terms of the financial sales that incurred yesterday. Also, obviously, on the e-commerce perspective as well, right? So technically, with respect to the CPI report, or the job numbers that will be producing later in December, I foresee it's gonna be a rock star number that will be, which is in line with Wall Street expectation, right? But I hope that Wall Street expectation is not gonna be, I hope it's gonna be surprised. Let's just put it that way. And I foresee it might be because of the people have been trapped at home for quite some time now, and Black Friday and Thanksgiving is one of those holidays that people have been dying to go out, visit a family and friends, but also like revisit the atmosphere of what it was like back in when COVID never happened, right? I think shopping mall, obviously is on a decline because shopping is slowly transitioning into more of an online experience nowadays. But I think because of the fact that we have been trapped at home, people have been urging to go out. So it might, drive some sort of, not euphoric effects, but more of larger than expected effect into the financial numbers that would be reflected in the Wall Street projection. So something we'll look out for, and that should translate into some bullishness around the equity side. So I, bought some dip yesterday for selective stocks, not specifically consumer specific, but that was technically translating to a drag effect across the entire market. AKA the Santa Claus rally, which makes a lot of sense, right? And also with the sector rotations and the hedge fund window dressing affectation, collectively should translate into more buying pressure on the equity side. But with that affectation, that will, deep into the bucket of the monetary circulations that we have in the market, and that could technically translate into, anti-correlation on the crypto side. So that could, I know I'm making a lot of adjustments and also a lot of caveat and contingencies based on the verbiage that I'm talking about, but that could translate into some sell-off in the crypto side. So we have to watch out for it. So enough with my rambling. And on the news front, I would say there isn't a lot of news that's popped up today. I think it makes sense. I think the journalists are collectively taking some break right now. We have some news early today, but in the last 6 hours so far, there's only like 3-4 news that was really worth mentioning, which we already talked about. So let's just dive into technicals. So right now, as of recording of 12:11 p.m. on Eastern Time, Ethereum's currently $4,137, up about 2.3% so far. And you can see clearly we are still in not even a cup and handle. I think, you know, we were trying to make a cup, right? But we were missing the entire rim of the cup that we couldn't even make a handle to begin with, right? So right now we are still in a bearish state, right? On the MACD front, we have no signs of reversal yet. So that's something that is, you know, we have to keep an eye out on, right? I think the likelihood of actually breaking below 3,850, you know, as investors start to give up collectively, I think it's going to be one red candle and then subsequently just more of a escalator downward graduation trend, which is foreseeable, and I think it's logical if we do not incur any reversal of the trends right now. So I think collectively we're still at the 75% of a bearish sentiment based on investors right now. This looks like you know, prominently a head and shoulder. So something to watch out for. And I think, you know, as we come back to depleted level to more below a 35 on our RSI scale, we'll be somewhere around, like, again, right, 3850 to 3475. And with respect to Bitcoin right now with the 55,000 try to struggle, and you can see the reason why we're struggling at this level is because this is the level that we've consolidated before the escalator upward, right? So with respect to what's the next logical level if we break it, right? The frame of reference that we should ideally look at would be, you know, let me just draw the line for us. You know, I think it just makes sense now, right? And to just like remind us. So this is the frame of reference, right? Anywhere from 52 to 48 would be the level I would ideally dollar cost average based on the level. And I think if we break that, yeah, we will be hovering around this level here. And I think we might get some rebound or some consolidation around like the 49 if we break 50. And with respect to Dogecoin right now, we are at the 21 cents basically. So ideally buy at somewhere around like 20 to 1950 is still the dip from here. Cardano, it's reviving or trying to revive, but it's still in the bearish state, right? We are relatively oversold, so right now is the dip. I think the dip is logical. All right, and I think the risk versus reward ratio is relatively good because of, you know, if we get to a 145, we will get down to a 134 if you crack that level, which I don't think that will make any sense because we're at the 30 on our RSI scale right now, so we're way oversold. So that's a good level for you to incur some risk right now. Solana right now is at the 197. We broke 200, and you can see clearly we have a head and shoulder, head, shoulder. So this is a very negative signal. Solana is gonna be in for a sell-off. We know it. I'm not a wizard, but I'm having a 75% certainty that we will sell back down to way below this level right now. We have a head and shoulder that's confirmed completely. We are still at the normalized level. So the sell-off is not going to be crazy, but I think incurring risk somewhere around like the 133 to 113 is still the logical level from here. XRP right now is at the 95 cents. And we basically try to recover and come back up to the $1.01 level. And I think right now it's not a terrible level to incur risk, right? But 93 was the dip, right? Or anywhere below 93. Which some people actually got super lucky at the 90 cents. And we know that 90 cents is not a consolidation level, it's a flat number, right? So 36 is a good dip right now for XRP in a long-term perspective. Polkadots. I think ideally again, right, and anywhere from the 33 to the 25 is still the dip. Algorand's 170, so ideally 160 to 152 is still the dip from here. Shiba Inu is somewhere around, like, again, right, as we deplete to the 2750 to the 900, anywhere between this level would still be the next logical level for us to incur more risk. But if you want to buy Shiba Inu, if you believe in the long term, buying now it's not terrible because we're at the we're like the low 40s on the RSI scale right now. So with respect to risk management level, these are the levels that, you know, I would ideally dollar cost average in a risk management perspective. Again, have not changed any numbers here. These are the levels that we will get to as we deplete to below RSI scale of 35 and as we form that preliminary golden cross, right? So hopefully this is helpful. And by the way, I want to show you guys something. My mom actually went to CVS the other day, and she actually made like a little poster for me, you know, and you could see that this is like the CNBC Instagram. And what my mom did is because you could see that my face is right here, and you also see Elon Musk, and you also see this crazy lady here. You know, the one that found the ETHEREUM that scammed everybody for like billions of dollars. And it's like kind of it's quite interesting that CNBC put me on Instagram, putting me next to Elon Musk. I mean, it's not equivalent, obviously, but it's such a great blessing to have someone to have such a good media platform. Helen, who's a senior producer on CNBC, on really promoting me and supporting my initiatives, obviously with Things Capital and obviously what I'm doing at Things Invest here. It's a blessing, and I guess my mom took a screenshot of on the phone, and she made a. I mean, it's not really like a poster. I mean, like if you look at my face, it's like the size of my face, so it's not really like a poster, but it's still pretty cool to see me next to Elon Musk. Which I am a big fan of his. I mean, I'm a large investor in Tesla as well. So definitely, you know, it's something that it hasn't really materialized in my brain yet. Like I'm still, um, I guess like getting a grab of it. Like it's like I guess it's a big deal, or but I don't really feel it. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. But I'm really happy, and I'm just like taking it one day at a time, and I'm really just happy. I'm really grateful for the momentum I've been getting so far, and the support that I get collectively from you guys on a daily basis, and also seeing the incremental growth that I'm seeing here. But yeah, this is only one of the small little milestones, little small rewards that that my career has gotten to me to at this point at the moment. But I still have a long way to go, right? I still have to be dedicating, hopefully, the next 50 years of my life to be doing what I love, onto supporting the ecosystem, right? We are all collectively underdogs in the ecosystem, and I hope that eventually we will get just a little bit better, progressively. If you just think about it, if we are incrementally improving only 0.01% on a daily basis, collectively on a year, you still are progressing, right? And I aim to progress on a daily basis. So eventually, we can all rise together, both financially, but also socially, and also with respect to your livelihood as well, right? So enough of my rambling. Obviously, you can tell that I have not drank enough coffee. That's why I'm rambling so much. Probably because I'm just tired for some reason. So I'm gonna get some lunch now. But really appreciate it for dropping by, and stay tuned for us to come up. Take care.